Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you've committed to our charge. Amen. Next order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
There is a communication, two communications that I need to read. Honorable members, I recognize 25 youths in number who are visiting with us, and they are coming from the Gospel Assembly Church, which is situated along Kanu Street, behind Scarlet Plaza building in Nakuru County. May I recognize their 2 supervisors who are accompanying them. In our tradition of recognizing and welcoming visitors to our county assembly, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to Nakuru County Assembly. Thank you. Honorable members, there is another communication which is referring to a fact-finding exercise on alleged fake fertilizer by the Committee on Agriculture. Concerning the ongoing discussions of the fake fertilizer, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, during its sitting, resolved to conduct a fact-finding exercise to ascertain whether the alleged counterfeit fertilizer found its way in the county. The committee would therefore wish to compile data on affected farmers across the county. Honorable members, you are hereby requested to disseminate this information to your residents and to forward the following details to the office of the clerk. 1, name of the farmer. 2, identity card or passport number. The address of the farmer, contact details, ward and village, number of bags, number of bags that were purchased, the seller or supplier of the fertilizer, dates purchased, and proof of payment. That is a receipt for those who bought from the National Cereals Board. For those who bought from the NCPB, the printout message would be needed. The above information should reach the office of the clerk on or before 10th May 2024. Thank you, honorable members. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
There are no petitions. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
No papers. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
There are no notices of motion. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, committee of the whole house.
Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole Assembly as guided by Standing Order number 126 to consider the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023, and we'll start with clause 3. Clerk.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 3 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of contrary to that opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Excuse me, Madam, the chair. I don't know whether the changes that I had forwarded to the clerk had been factored to that particular clause, Madam Chair, because when you read out clause 3, part C, there were some amendments which I hope they have been factored. I don't know whether they have been factored as I had forwarded them or not.
Honorable Palanga, clause 3 has no amendments.
Madam Chair, I think you need to check with the Secretariat and the legal person because you read at the clause 3, where part C, where the bill had provided for the funding of sports and sporting activities by the county government fund. I had forwarded some changes to include and other partners because we are looking at not only the fund from the county government, but also other partners may be coming in to give their funding to this effect. I think it is wise and important that you check with the legal person because I was in our office and these matters, a number of them had been forwarded for incorporation by last week. So I don't know, as we are adopting, whether we have really factored those kind of changes that we think, or I think they should be factored. Because when you look at that, it's not only the funding from the county government alone. The bill envisages to have other partners again coming on board to facilitate and fund the thing. So in my proposal then was the county government and other partners or stakeholders, because they should be contributing to this particular fund.
At this point, I would want to call the chair of the committee of sports to comment on that issue.
Maybe Chair. Madam Chair, I think there's no harm in us because we are in the stage of doing an amendment to the bill and nobody is opposed to it. I think what the Honorable Palanga is saying is in order. If we can all agree that now we read the way it appears, then we allow him to give us the amendment. Then as a House we deliberate and agree whether it is worth adding or not adding. That is what I would propose.
Chair. Madam Chair.
Honorable Chair, since we didn't receive the amendments in writing, I think it is in order that the honorable member move their amendment because we are in the stage of amending the bill. Thank you.
That's okay. It's very much in order.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think just for the purpose of Secretariat, it's also important that whenever there are some concerns from any member, they need to be factored into the bill. Because by last week, I did forward this. However, notwithstanding that, Bill number 3, item clause 3C, it had provided that provide for the funding of sports activities, sports and sporting activities by the county government, and it stops there. So I propose the amendments that we just put some 2 wordings or so by saying, so that the part C reads, to provide for the funding of sports and sporting activities by the county government and other partners or stakeholders. So that members, we also incorporate other willing partners who may really like giving their support to this particular fund. We don't restrict it to only the county government. So the amendment is meant to really bring on board other partners who as well can contribute to this funding. So I propose that we add and other partners or stakeholders. Speaker, Madam Chair, request the sponsor of the bill, Honorable Adan Duale, to second the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I second the amendment in clause 3. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Warege.
Maybe you can put your mics off. Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. On the same note of amendment, I think I had requested for further amendment for clause 10 because
Honorable.
for clause 10, I think
Honorable Mheshimiwa Warege, we are yet to be at the clauses that have been amended, so you are out of order for the moment.
has it been amended? Because I have the copy with me here. It is still 0.002%.
At this moment, we are considering clause 3. Yeah. So you can wait until we get to clause 10 so that you'll be able to know whether we've made the amendments or not.
Okay, so the copy in the system is not the correct one. Madam Chair.
Please, Mheshimiwa Warege, you are out of order. We are at clause 3. Honorable members, we are now considering the amendments proposed by Mheshimiwa Palanga. So, honorable members, I propose that clause 3 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill
as amended. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as are opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 4.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 4 be part of the bill. I now put the question that, yes?
Just again, before you put the question to amend so that we don't go back and forth, Madam Chair, I had as well put some requests to amend clause 4, part 2, which was giving for eligibility of the reappointment of these members of this committee. So, and it's open. It's not really restricting to the term of extension. So as well, I had proposed that we put some requirements to clause 2 to read that those members shall be eligible for one more term.
Honorable Paranga, we are at clause 4.
That's what I'm talking about, madam.
4 part 2.
4 part 2. So that the eligibility of these members are eligible for re-election or for another term. But it should read that, if I may read, to amend clause 4.2 of the bill inserting the words for the term, further term, to read reappointment of one further term. So it is restrictive to only one extra term. Because as it is, Madam Chair, it is not really like, it's not putting a clause, an end. So I had proposed amendment to mean that we give the officers, the members to run the fund for only one term. So that is very clear. Because if we leave it just a reappointment, it's open. It could be several other terms. So the appointment is to be restrictive to one further term.
Honorable Paranga, I will request that you read the exact words of the amendment the way you
Thank you,
requested.
Madam Chair. I'll have to quickly read. Part 4, clause 2 had been proposed in the bill that the members appointed under section E, 1E to G, shall hold an office for a period of 3 years and shall be eligible for reappointment. That's how it is reading. So I'm proposing for the bill, for the term to read, for the term for further term. Just we are indicating that very clause that these members will be eligible for re-election for one further term.
Madam.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
Madam Chair, sorry, I want to request that the Honorable Chair for Sports now seconds that kind of amendment.
Honorable Chair, I do second the amendment.
Thank you, Chair. So, Honorable Paranga, I want to honor your request by proposing the amendment to the clause. Okay. So, honorable members, I propose that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 5 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Let me take that again. Honorable members, I propose that clause 5 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I do intend to have the amendments in clause 5 as it is indicated in order paper. That is clause 5, 1, 2, 3, 5I, 5J, 5K, and 5L. I ask Honorable Hassan Duale to second the amendments.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to second the amendment in clause 5. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. As many as of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many that oppose the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 6 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Madam Chair, I do propose that clause 6 be amended as indicated in order paper. That is clause 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I ask Honorable Mheshimiwa Rotok to second.
Madam Chair, I do second.
Honorable members, I put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed. As many as of that opinion say ayes. Aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say ayes. Aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. Nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Clause 7. All right, clause 7.
Madam Chair, I don't know whether you read it.
Yeah. Honorable members, I propose that clause 7 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 7 be amended as indicated in order paper, and I do ask Mheshimiwa Robert Ruto to second.
Madam Chair, before, I don't know whether he has to second because I have further amendments to that.
Mheshimiwa Palanga,
Yes.
you can read the further amendments that you want to make.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In that clause 7, I wish to further include some other amendments that clause B to read, in nominating those persons on that particular committee, it should be amended to say that whoever nominates that should take into consideration the diversity of various sporting activities. Why, Madam Chair, that is very crucial. We are intending and having a bill to really encourage our young Turks and our people to engage into sporting activities. If we leave that laguna, it may happen that all the appointees may be from one discipline. and allow me to mention, Madam Chair, it has always been mistaken to mean that football is everything. So if we leave it that lacuna, we may have these appointed officers or members to be from one discipline. So in considering diversity, it will bring on board all kinds of activities or sporting activities. So I propose that in clause 7, part B, in nominating, we consider diversity of other sporting activities. Madam Chair, again, the other proposed amendment that I wish to make, in 7.2, where the members in that particular office, again, there is no period or term in that particular office. I also propose that we put a clause to read that the officers or the members who shall have been appointed in that B, considering the diversity of disciplines, hold the office for 3 years and be eligible for the appointment of another further term. So that again, we are consistent with the board at the county and even at the sub-county level.
Thank you.
I wish to request for proposal, Mheshimiwa Ratok, to propose and to second these further amendments, because he's been also very passionate about issues of sports. Honorable Ratok.
Asante sana Bwana Palanga. I stand to second. Thank you.
All right. Honorable members, I propose that clause 7 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as are contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 as amended further be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many are of contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 8 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 9 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 10 be part of the bill. Let's have the mover make the amendment.
Madam Chair, I think I had proposed an amendment of that clause. I don't know whether this is the right time to amend it now.
Mheshimiwa Warenge, please let's first allow the chair, the mover, to propose his amendments.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I do propose that clause 10 be part of the bill, and as it has been amended, as it is indicated in the order paper. I ask Mheshimiwa Honorable Macharia to second.
Madam Chair, before he seconds, I think before I had proposed that amendment, clause number 10, because it reads, amend clause number 10 by inserting a new clause, number 2, to read, the county government allocation be at least 0.002% of county budget for sports management. When we calculate, for example, 2024-2025, county budget is around 19 billion. When we calculate 0.002%, it gives you amount of 397,000, which if you divide with 55 wards, it is around 7,200, which is not sufficient.
Mheshimiwa Warege, you are out of order. The amendment is not 0.02 as you say, it's 0.18%.
Let me counter-check with the one that is in order paper. Thank you, Chair.
Madam Chair, I have not done it in the manner the way Mheshimiwa Warega has done it, but I also feel I had forwarded some proposed amendments to that, including that introducing Part 10C, and in my view, I was looking at it to have administrative costs of the fund. Whichever figure that we will have settled on, Madam Chair and honorable members, I feel strongly that we should cap the administrative costs. And I want to explain, because I'm calculating it at 2.5%. For example, if we have, like for example, let me use the bursaries. We have the 1 million allocation that we normally use. But we have capped, in fact, I've borrowed heavily from that kind of fund to have the 2.5% to be for administrative costs. So I'm proposing that we introduce clause 10C that strictly talks about administrative costs of that fund to be used at 2.5. And I envisage then that this particular fund shall be used by the subcommittee that we have appointed and even the members at the ward level. In this, I intend that we don't leave a blank check as administrative. We could be having this fund only to be utilized by the people managing the fund. So we should cap that at administrative fee at 2.5%, specifically for administration of that particular fund. So with the permission, Madam Chair, I propose that we introduce a clause 10C to have or to read by inserting the subclause number 10.3 to read the administrative costs shall not exceed 2.5% of the funds allocated under subsection 2. I read, Madam Chair, that we introduce a clause to read the administrative costs shall not exceed 2.5% of the fund allocated under subsection 2 to mean under that sports activity fund. So I propose the amendment, and I don't know whether the chair wants to second or...
Mheshimiwa Palanga, kindly, did you forward those amendments to the chair sports?
Madam Chair, I'm really surprised. And I've talked to PO. I sat down with the officer, the league officer, forwarded these proposed amendments last week. She gave me a copy of this, which was printed by none other than her, that indeed, when this matter comes to the floor, I will be moving these proposals. And this can be confirmed. I am ready to give you this copy of these proposed amendments. You can as well confirm from there. And I'm cognizant of the fact that if I had any intention to change anything, I ought to have done that 2 hours before, and I did it 1 week before.
Honorable Chair, before even we go to that further amendment, I want to clarify on what Mheshimiwa Warege have calculated, and actually it is not even supposed to be 0.02. It is supposed to be the county government shall allocate at least 0.018% of the county budget, and that is exclusive of conditional grants and FIF for the sport management. When you calculate using that figure, 0.018%, excluding of conditional grants and FIF, you will get that the amount will come to 28,800,000. That is the least amount that should be allocated to this
Chair.
management.
Point of information, Chair. Point of information. Is it in order that the chairman is reading 0.018 and whatever is captured here in the amendment is 0.18? So we need to be guided by those figures.
Chair, that is what I wanted to seek clarification on. I want him to clarify whether it is 0.018, as he has just said, or 0.18 as indicated.
0.018. That is according to the amendments. When you work on that figure, 0.018 you of 16 billion, you will get 28,800,000, if I'm not wrong.
Madam Chair?
So,
Madam Chair?
yes, Mheshimiwa.
Yeah, is Warege here? I think the chair, sports, is saying 0.018%. Let us do it practically. You are calculating on which figure? 16 billion. With 16 billion, you multiply by 0.018%, that is 2,888,000. So to me, I think it should be amended to 0.18%.
Mheshimiwa Warege and Mheshimiwa Chair Sport, with all due respect, what we have in the order paper is 0.18.
Madam Chair.
Not 0.018.
Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think what the Chair Sports is working on, when he states 28 million Kenyan shillings, that should be 0.18 of 16 billion Kenyan shillings. That will quantify what he's saying. So without going around, I think that's what he means. Yeah, it's supposed to be 0.18 of 16 billion. That will be making 28 billion Kenyan shillings and nukta something.
And that is what has been captured in the order paper, 0.18%.
Yeah, I think
Chair.
that is the right figure. Thank you, Chair Budget. Some of us were very poor in mathematics, but when it comes to counting monies, we cannot go wrong.
Madam Chair, having considered that, I think my proposed amendment is strictly on the administrative cost. So we also need to factor that as an independent component. You know, they are talking about the large farm, but I'm particularly concerned on the administrative funds to this effect. And honorable members, let's not lie to each other. We have had a lot of millions allocated to these sporting activities, but some of them have gone into pockets of people. So we must cap the amount of money that is left for the administrative costs, and then the rest goes for the intended purpose. So I wish to request, out of that then, to request my only son in the House, learned Chair, Honorable Alex Mbukwa, to second that proposal in terms of having administrative costs. My Honorable learned son, Alex, to second.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would further concur with the chairperson Rance and also the move of that amendment. If we were to place the administrative cost at 2.5, you say, that would mean that of the 28 million, 7.7, I think 700. Yeah. I think that if that is the case, then it will be easier. But I would have requested if the chair sports could have done the real costing, because the implication of us doing that change at the moment will be so dire, because we might have money, but we have no coordination, we have no movement. That will mean so much. So at such a juncture, chair sports, I think before I second that amendment, I think we ought to really calculate the impact felt. Because if I'm asked to go and do administration of sports around the entire county of Nakuru, and I have to go to Kuresoi, Naivasha, and the funds are not available to allow me to move, then it will be, we shall be in a quagmire at one point.
Madam Chair, and this is for all of us to really conceptualize why this is important. We have created some committee members to run the fund. We have gone further and created some ward committees to run this fund. I'm looking at a situation where we don't get to struggling to run this, because these very members, they require some other coordination and mobility. And in any sense, members, we will not, and if we leave it blank, you don't be surprised to see that these very committee members are using whole funds of money for administration in the name of we are moving up and down there. So we must cap this, in my view. We may even reduce the figure if you so feel that the 2.5 could be on the higher side. But we must have some administrative cost which is capped at a certain figure of the large amount of money. Otherwise, if we leave it open, I can tell you, honorable members, we are headed to a laguna where you and I will be coming back, that the essence of having this bill may not have been realized, because most of the money will have been utilized on other issues that may not have really gotten the real meaning of the funding.
So, honorable members, concerning the issues that have been raised by Mheshimiwa Palanga, I would like to call the chair spot, and then after him, the sponsor of the bill to make their comments.
Honorable Chair, actually what Mheshimiwa is bringing out is actually to cap that, and also to help us so that we cannot open another Pandora box thinking that we are going to help the youths. And I want to support what he is saying, but I want to ask him that we reduce the amount, we reduce the percentage to 2, and when we work with that, you will get 576,000 from 28,800,000. When you divide by 55 wards, you will get 10,472. I don't know if it is practical.
I have no problem, honorable members, as long as we have a figure that is capped on anything. I have no problem. If you so feel, but indeed, members, let's see the sense of putting this a capping to this particular figure. So if you so feel and you have proposed 2%, I'm able and I'm comfortable relinquishing that figure. But what I'm only not comfortable with, doing away with the administrative costs. It will be a Pandora's box to these other guys, and we will not really have anything to refer to.
Yeah, Mheshimiwa Mutai.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I want to echo what the Chair and Mheshimiwa Palanga have said. And I would want to ask the members that we don't rush on this so that we can really come up with the right figures before we go to another clause. First of all, we must know the structures that this money is going to fund. Number one, definitely there will be a county committee that will be overseeing the activities of the wards. So we have to allocate them some amount that we'll agree here. And then number two, from what will remain, therefore, we share amongst the wards. As I say, we are not very keen on that. Then there will be a lot of misappropriation of the fund. So I propose, through the chair, that you specifically come up with the amount that will be allocated to the team that will be monitoring these activities from the county level down to the ward level. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Mheshimiwa Alex.
Madam Chair, I would want to support the reduction of the administrative cost of whatever we have. But if you are working with 28 million, Madam Chair, that would mean that with the 2.5% of 28 million, we shall be getting 700,000 Kenyan shillings. 700,000 Kenyan shillings. We are saying that the administrative cost goes across all the wards, the 55 wards. That would mean for me to run anything in my ward, I'll be having to have 12,000 Kenyan shillings. That is negligible, Madam Chair, for me to have anything that is effective. My suggestion would even raise from 2.5% to what we term as 10%, as members in this room understand 10%. With 10%, we shall be talking about an administrative cost of 2.8, because 28 is 10% of 28 is 2.8. With 2.8 million Kenyan shillings, each and every ward, the 55 wards, will be getting a tune of 51 point something Kenyan shillings, thousand Kenyan shillings. With 55,000, the committee that has been established will be able to hold several meetings, because you're not there just to hold a single meeting for a single function, and unless we want this bill not even to work, Madam Chair. With 50,000, we can hold up to 7 meetings. There'll be transport costs, Madam Chair, and of course these people must eat something. They're not just coming there to donate their energy. So I beseech this House, through the chair and the move of this bill, that at least we have 10% of that amount, because 10% will help this bill run in a proper way. Otherwise, Madam Chair, I wish to ask the chair to move the 10% unless he doesn't want this bill to take off. Thank you.
Chair.
Mheshimiwa Muraya.
Thank you, Chair, for the chance. I also want to second my brother here, because we must be practical in whatever we are doing. And in all what we are doing and we are anticipating to do, it is to make the sport effective. I cannot imagine calling or giving someone or putting someone in a committee that is of no benefit. There will be no efficiency of performance, kwa sababu hawa watu hawawezi, hakuna kitu wanapata. So we must be practical. We move by 10% so as to make sure that whatever we are anticipating to be doing in our wards is effective. Because the committee must get the motivation. They must see the reason as to why they are in that committee. They will be efficient enough to perform their duties without hitting around the bushes. So I raise to second what my brother has proposed. We go by 10% so that we can be able to deliver what we want.
Madam Chair. Madam
Thank
Chair.
you, Mheshimiwa Murayak. Can we have Mheshimiwa Duale?
Thank you so much, Chair. As the vision carrier of this bill, I want to concur and agree with what Mheshimiwa Alex has just spoke about the 10% that it is going to be administrative fee. But in view of that, honorable members, because the main aim why we wanted to have this bill is to grow talents at the world level. I want to sincerely ask you, coming next financial year, at least let us enhance this money, because I didn't want this money to go to the pockets of some people sitting somewhere and collecting allowances. That is something that, you know, we want to create talents and not growing pockets. So maybe next time when we have this budget, I want to ask each and every member, elected member in this house, to enhance this budget. Madam Chair, I want to ask, members also, to familiarize, because we have regulations of this document. I want them also to go and familiarize them with the regulations. The regulations of this document, which was passed in 2014, is in this assembly and in the library. So it is very important so that we can also go through and read these regulations, because it is detailed on some of these issues that we are discussing here. But Madam Chair, I want to support the administrative fee, but it is very important that next year we enhance this budget. But I support Madam Chair. Thank you.
Point.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Kanyere.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to support what other members have said, but I want to bring to the attention of this House that as we are talking about the committees, we should not even overlook the fact that we have another committee on Section 4 of this bill. And in these committees, we have two persons, male and female, nominated by sports. These are not employees of the county. So let us not limit ourselves on the ward committees. We should also consider other committee, the committee established under Section 4 of this bill. I want to believe they are not going to be doing this work pro bono. So mine will be different and say that we can even increase to 12% to include the so-called committee. So that is my proposal, 12%.
Mheshimiwa Duale.
Madam Chair, I want to take through, I think maybe Mheshimiwa Geru, my very good friend, has not gone through this bill. We have people who are employed by the county government. We have civil servants. We have the sports officer who is getting salary. We have a ward administrator who is getting salary. So it is not good that we look for salary for these people. It is, I tend to agree with what Mheshimiwa Alex is just saying, that we need to create some administrative fund with what Senior Palanga is saying for the 3 members at the ward level. But the other members, please, wako na mshahara, wachaneni nao.
And that's what I'm saying, with all due respect, through the chair. I'm saying under Section 4 of this bill, there is this committee that has been established, and I'm not proposing for a salary. I'm proposing for even allowance for them, because they will have a sitting, and they are in subsection 4, part E. They are 2 members. They are not employees of the county. So that is my take. I'm not proposing for their salaries, but I'm proposing for something, a token of appreciation. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Palanga.
Madam Chair, I think I'm happy that honorable members are able to appreciate the kind of proposed amendments that I had envisaged to have. If anything, out of these contributions, 2 heads are better than 1. I've even come to know that the figure I had proposed of 2.5% is way much below, because initially it was just testing waters. Having heard from the members, Honorable Madam Chair, I wish to request to push further amendment to that content. that this committee or this house considers the amendment to that clause 10 to have a clause on administrative costs capped at 10% of the fund under subsection 2, so that we move from the 2.5% I had proposed, but instead have the 10% of that figure. Honorable Speaker and Chair, I'm even indebted to think otherwise. Honorable members, learned friends, good mathematicians. Honorable Chair for Sports. You know, initially we have had some 500,000 in our budget, though have not been realized.
Madam Chair.
Somebody is requesting to inform me.
I'm requesting to inform Honorable Paranga, because I see the direction he's going is a good one, but I'll wish that he makes a summative way of informing. Madam Chair, when the mover of the bill has spoken, I've jogged my mind, and he has said that we do an enhancement of the sports amount. If we further do an enhancement of the sports amount, you see, the figure that you are working here at 28 million Kenyan shillings, we are saying it is 2.8. If we further, just like we are doing in bursaries, Madam Chair, if we further again increase or just contain it at 10%, what over time that we shall be talking, like today in bursary, we are talking about from a total of 110 million Kenyan shillings. This House, members here have increased bursary to around 390 million Kenyan shillings. What of such a time? So I think the figure might rise so much. For instance, if you are talking about 10% of 70 million, we shall be talking about 7 million Kenyan shillings. We shall be talking about 127,000 per that ward, a singular ward. So I think with that, we don't cap it at just exactly 10%. It must not exceed 10%. If we say it must not exceed 10%, then we shall have obtained a way of even regulating it downwards, must not exceed 10%, and must not go below 5%, so that the percentages will now be varying. Because if I allude to what is happening at the bursary center today, Madam Chair, people have enhanced their monies for bursary. But on the other side of the executive, when they realize that this amount is so much, they are not able to give out that amount to the people. So we have a system whereby all the amounts that are contained within the bursary, they are never going ever to be released, because right now we are talking about millions, almost 16 to 20 million at the moment. There is no value for that money. Between 5 and 10% must be in between there, according to the amount that has been obtained. So if it is 28 million, we work with 10%. If we move to 70 million, let's move downwards on the percentage of what is going on the other side. So, Madam Chair, I felt that's crucial for us to note as we move.
So, Mheshimiwa Paranga, could you please respond to his concerns?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just as I had said, that you know, when you put the matter on the table, people ventilate, give different views, you also get to enrich your thinking and all that, the perception. I was just thinking through the chair for budget and all that. As the honorable member had said, probably we may not be keen on these figures. But of course, we talked of not less than 0.18%, which again can be upwards, because that is the capping on the lower side. So then we make some proposal, and I wish to amend the proposal of the administrative costs to not exceeding 10%, at least at 10% of the fund set aside for this fund to be for specifically for administrative costs. So that is the amendment. Members, I wish to request my honorable friend that we normally does a lot of issues behind the tents, but when it comes to the House, he speaks at Honorable Adan Duale, the sponsor of this bill, so that again he's not taken aback that he's cognizant to his own bill. And I've learned that he's really in touch and hands-on on this particular bill. So, Honorable Wadiai,
yes.
You thought you should propose?
Madam Chair, before Honorable Duale seconds Honorable Palanga's sentiments, I'd like to raise a concern about the administrative costs. It being charged in the ward enhancement funds. Currently, we're having a problem with the bursary enhancement. And actually, the amount that was deducted as administration costs from the enhanced amount has never been released even today. So I'd like, if it is possible, the money that will be enhanced for sports should not be from the ward kitty, from above this. Thank you. That's my comment.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
Maybe, Madam Chair, just to
but before, excuse me, Mheshimiwa Duale, before you make your remarks, I would kindly request that Mheshimiwa Palanga, yourself and the chair, do arrive at a consensus on what percentage you should consider so that we can put this matter to rest.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just before I proceed to the percentage issue, I want to inform my good friend Mheshimiwa Wathiai that when I meant enhancement, I didn't mean enhancement of the ward level. I meant on at the county budget with the help from the executive. So I didn't mean anything to do with ward. Najua hapo kiguza iko maneno. Madam Chair, with what just Mheshimiwa Senior Palanga has just talked about, in life, anything can never be enough. So I think I just support his sentiments that we work with not less than 10%. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
I do support that we work with that figure that Mheshimiwa Palanga has said. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Chair, can you just agree with Palanga by quoting his proposal, what he has just suggested, the percentage, the way he has put it?
I do second the amendments that we work with the 10% of the allocation, that is 28,800,000.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose that clause 10 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 10 be further amended as proposed. Let me put that again. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 10 be further amended as proposed. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as further amended be part of the bill. As many are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as of contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 11 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 7 be amended as indicated in the order.
Clause 11.
Clause 11. Clause 11 be amended as indicated in the order paper. I ask Honorable Mukami to second.
I second.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. As many are of that opinion say aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 12, 13, and 14.
Honorable members, I propose that clauses 12, 13, and 14 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 12, 13, and 14 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 15 be part of the bill. Call upon the mover to propose the amendment.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 15 be amended as it is indicated in order paper. I ask Honorable Mheshimiwa from Keringet to second.
Honorable Chair, I second.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
New clause 6A.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 6A be read a second time. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 6A be read a second time. As many are of that opinion say aye. As many as contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Oh, you read it second time.
Clause 6A. 6A1, there shall be prepared a sports plan for the county. 6A2, the sports plan shall include A, measures to be undertaken for organization, promotion, coordination of sporting activities. B, measures to be taken for management, protection, and preservation of sports facilities of the county government. C, measures to be undertaken for the integration of sports in the development sports plan. D, regulation of sporting activities and the minimum standards to be observed in the provision of sports activities. E, roles and responsibilities of different county government departments. 6A3, the Directorate may on its own motion or upon application / petition by the shareholder review and update the sports plan, second reading.
Thank you, Clerk. Clause 2. Honorable members, I propose that clause 2 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Long title.
Honorable members, I propose that the long title be part of the bill. Honorable members, I put the as many as of that opinion say aye. As many as contrary to the opinion say nay. The ayes have part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be the ayes have it. With the committee of the whole, and I will now move on.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Assembly its consideration of the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023 and its approval thereof with amendments. I take this opportunity to ask Mheshimiwa Wesley Langat to second.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable Chair, I'll ask you to move that again as we do not need a seconder. Yeah.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the committee do a report to the Assembly its consideration of the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023 and its approval thereof with amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'll put the question, which is that the committee will report to the House its consideration of the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as opposed to the opinion say Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023 and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report. I ask Mheshimiwa Lea Serem to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise to support.
So Honorable Serem, you second.
Yes. I second.
Thank you. I'll now propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the said report. I'll proceed to put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Mover? As many as of that opinion say aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023 be now read a third time. I ask Mheshimiwa Kesia to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I do second.
Thank you. I'll propose the question, but immediately after proposing the question, we are going to allow the Honorable Hassan, who came up with the bill, and then the chairperson committee on sports. They are going to have each 2 minutes to comment on the bill. So I'll proceed to propose the question. But before that, let's allow the Honorable Duale, the Honorable Hassan Haji to comment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. You are not wrong. My name is Duale. So you're very right.
Honorable Haji, kindly allow us, first of all, just a moment. I will now propose the question, which is that the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill number 3 of 2023 be now read a third time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to thank your office for the support that I've always gotten working from one office to the other. Mr. Speaker, I want to report to this House that it's not easy to come up with a bill. I had an idea that many young people in this county are into crimes and other related drugs issues. But I told myself, Mr. Speaker, that as a member of County Assembly, I've been charged with the responsibility of bringing change. Mr. Speaker, I thought that is very important, and the only change that I thought it is through sports. Mr. Speaker, I'm a big fan of sports. I also play for the football team of the County Assembly of Nakuru. And our captain, Senior Palanga, will tell you I'm a very good striker. So I have so much interest in sports, Mr. Speaker, and I saw it very well that we have this bill. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to thank the Office of the Clerk and the team of the clerks who have been helping me for the last 1 year to come up with this bill. We've had so many meetings, we've had so many coffees, we've had so many lunch. Sometimes even we've gone out without even taking lunch, just to come up with this bill. Mr. Speaker, I'm a very proud member of this county assembly because from now henceforth, we are going to have a policy that is going to bring change to the young people of this county. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to take much of your time. Once we have this bill in place, Mr. Speaker, we are going to have a good infrastructure or sports facilities in Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, it is very important when we have these infrastructures, it is going to help the young people to have a good time maybe in their fields. And Mr. Speaker, the best thing about this bill is that we are not talking about only football. We are talking about different disciplines. We are talking about indoor and outdoor activities. When I say indoor, Mr. Speaker, I mean swimming pool and draft and other games. So we are not only talking about football. We are talking about different disciplines. Mr. Speaker, according to our CIDP that we passed in this House, we have an elaborate plan of sports plan. But Mr. Speaker, we lack policies that will help us achieve this plan. Once we have this policy, this document, this bill, it's going to help us to achieve our CIDP. Mr. Speaker, we lack personnel. For example, at the ward level, we don't have sports officers at the ward level. And Mr. Speaker, once we have this bill, it is going to help us to have ward sports personnel at the ward level. Mr. Speaker, as a member of County Assembly of this great House, our work, or we are mandated to help, or rather to support the ward activities. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very important that we have this personnel they are going to help us at the ward level. Mr. Speaker, we've always been having issues with partnership, what Senior Palanga was talking about. There was no clear policies on how these partners and supporters they are going to help sports for activities in this county. But right now, when we have this bill, they are going to come in. And I want to thank Senior Palanga for coming out with a very good idea so that we add and bring on this partnership. The other day, Mr. Speaker, I was talking to a good friend of mine who's working at Coca-Cola. And he told me that Coca-Cola company have been supporting the great people of Nakuru County, but there have not been clear policies on how they are going to support. So, Mr. Speaker, once we have these policies, we are going to receive different partnerships, national and international. Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank your office and the great members for supporting this idea. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, the Honorable Haji. The Honorable Chairperson, Sports.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for according me this opportunity to make my comments. First, I want to thank and congratulate the vision carrier because he is the one who came up with this idea. I want to congratulate Mheshimiwa Hassan Duale for coming up with this brilliant idea on how we are going to manage our sports activities in this great county. I want also to thank your office because as Committee on Sports, you actually facilitated us on what we wanted to do so that this bill be where it is. I also want to actually thank all our clerks for actually doing all what they could to make sure that this bill is well and it articulates what it had to articulate. I want to thank the Committee on Sports for actually supporting this bill, for coming up with the amendments. And I won't forget all the members who came up with several amendments to ensure that this bill is actually good for us all and for the great people of this great county of Nakuru. Honorable Speaker, we are all aware, as I said the other time, that the sporting activity and also the sports department in this great county is ailing. And now that this bill is there, it is going to help us. We are going to look at the regulations. We are going to use this bill so that we make sure that we identify the talents from grassroots, that is from our wards, we mentor them, and we make sure that they become great sports personalities in this great county, not only in our county, but in Kenya and entire world. Honorable Speaker, it is high time that we all look at it, we all come up together, we team up together, and ensure that we make our sporting activities one of the activity that can make our people, that can make our youths to earn money through the sporting. Honorable Speaker, I want also to bring to the attention of this house that these monies that we were talking, it entirely to facilitate us to identify these talents from the grassroots level. But I do believe, and I want also to ask honorable members, particularly the budget team, that keep enhancing these monies so that we can actually facilitate our youths and we make our youths like sport so much. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, when we were at the stages of actually doing this bill, we also realized that doing sports, doing some exercises is also good for our health. So I want to ask honorable members, including you, Honorable Speaker, that we keep doing the exercises because it is good for our health. Thank you, and may God bless this great house.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will now proceed to put to question, which is the Nakuru County Sports Management Bill, number 3 of 2023, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many who are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
The Nakuru County Sports Management Bill, number 3 of 2023, a bill for an act of the County Assembly of Nakuru to provide for the management, promotion, and regulation of sports in Nakuru County. Third reading.
Thank you. Honorable members, the bill will now be taken to Her Excellency, the Governor, for assent. So, thank you. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, those are the orders of the sitting.
Just a minute, Mr. Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Palanga?
Mr. Speaker, sorry, but it's just
members, you may have your seat briefly.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, speaking after you, of course, we have enacted this bill, but it's just of my concern that, Mr. Speaker, your office and the office of the clerk expertised this bill to be taken to the governor, owing to the fact that we are just in the process of making the budget-making process for the next financial year, so that it also be ascended to as quickly as possible, that before we get into the next financial budget, we also factor something to that. I thought I should just mention that. Of course, I know you are equal to the task, but it's important to really appreciate the need and the urgency of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for taking it back. But I know for sure, having said that, it's just to amplify your speed on the same.
Honorable Opalanga, we get your sentiments, but then I'm going to guide you a little. When the two honorable members, the sponsor of the bill and the chair, were putting in their views, that's the time for you to request to put in your submission. So, but...
So obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, this House starts adjourned until 2:30 p.m. this afternoon.
Thank you, honorable members. A request from the Budget Committee